welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina. In today's video, we are going to be using a bunch of different new releases from Maybelline products, and I am so excited to try these out for you guys. I've actually been using a lot of these products for about a week and a half now, and I am so ready to review them for you guys. But we are going to be doing a wear test throughout this video. I'm going to be checking back with you guys to see how the foundation is holding up, the mascara, the primer, and all that stuff. But I got a lot of different products in here, and no, this is not sponsored, and I kind of wish it was. Maybelline, if you can hear that. But I got the Superstay foundation. This was supposedly discontinued a while ago, and then they put it back in the market, and a lot of people are very happy with it. I also picked up the Master Prime from Face Studio, and this is a face moisturizer primer, or hydrating primer, I'm sorry. So that's what it looks like. And I also grabbed the Total Temptation Brow Pencil Mascara, the Total Temptation palette, which we are going to be applying on my face, and so is their version of the Beauty Blender. But first things first, before we jump right to it, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it, so that way you can get notifications whenever I upload new videos, which I do a lot of beauty reviews and tutorials, so check out those past videos as well. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to start with this thing right here. This is the Master Primer. I actually really like the consistency of this. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but I'm going to just apply a little bit of this. I'm going to zoom you in, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on the side of my face, so you can see that my pores are actually better. So as you can see on this part right here, you can still see my pores, and on this side of my face it's a lot smoother, and I feel like it looks better. So I do like that a lot about this primer. I also do like that it does hydrate throughout the day, and it holds the foundation, so I really enjoy using this. So I'm just gonna do that. So this is what the primer looks like without anything on. Really, there's not much going on, but it's just smoothing out my pores a little bit, but the redness is still there, so it does not counteract anything. The claim on this is that visibly smooths, primes skin with hydration, lightweight formula, does not clog pores, which is very true. So I got that at Ulta for $11.99, and so is the Maybelline foundation, and this one is in SUN Beige. This one is a little bit darker on my skin tone, and it does oxidize a little bit. So let me just show you the consistency of this. It is not runny whatsoever. It actually is in that like medium range. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It just has that nice medium feeling consistency, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not too thick or too thin or anything like that, but that's what it looks like. So the claim on this is that it is a full coverage 24-hour foundation, and it's seamless matte finish, breathable and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant, oil-free, does not clog, dermatologist tested, and yeah. And this does not have any SPF in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one pump in the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply this on the side of my face so you can see how it applies. And then I'm going to use this sponge that they just recently released, and I'm going to use the bottom part of this. This is already damped. This has a soft matte finish to it. This has a nice medium to full coverage, and I do like that about this. I mean, even though it is a matte finish, I do feel like it doesn't dry my skin or anything like that, which is great. So that is the first coverage using just one pump of this. I don't think I need another pump, which is, you know, which is good. So this is the before on my face. You can see the redness, the broken capillaries in there, my sunspots, and then the after, you can see that it is flawless. It makes my skin look even, and I really like it. so far. It does have a nice matte finish, and then you can also see that the dark circles, they did cover a little bit of it. I can still see a little bit right here though, but other than that, I mean, it did cover a lot of it, and it evened out my skin tone, so I really like that. Now I'm gonna apply this with a brush on this side of my face, and I'm gonna use this Tarte Kabuki brush. It's a small one, and I'm just gonna pump one pump of that in there, and I'm just gonna apply it like so. Alright, so this side of my face is done, and as you can see, I mean, I feel like this has a little bit more of a coverage to it because we didn't really use the sponge and we did use the Kabuki brush. So this is going to have a little bit more of a coverage, and I can see right here on my cheek area that it does have that coverage going on. But other than that, I mean, it does have the same consistency. It did smoothen out my face, and I do really like the coverage of this so far. I did cover up a lot of my sunspots and my dark circles. I mean, I do have that one sunspot right there, but other than that, like my smaller sunspots are gone, and I really like the coverage of this so far. I hope it doesn't cake, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish my brows, and I'm gonna use the Total Temptation medium brown brow definer, and this is what it looks like. This has a thicker triangular point to it than the regular point pencil ones, and then it has the spoolie, but the spoolie is like so small. So this one that I'm using is medium to brown. So I've been saying it for quite a while now that they needed to come out with something like this, because I do love the Benefit, the one, the thicker brow definer, the thicker into it. And this one, they finally came out and they listened to me, so yes, I'm absolutely in heaven. This has a drier consistency. It's not creamy or anything like that, but I really like how it's so quick to build your brows, especially if you have like thicker brows like I do. It does a great job with like covering the sparse spaces on your brows, so I really do like that, and it's super quick. See that? I really, really like that. So this is what it looks like. And then, and this one is in more of the drier side, so I kind of like that better than, you know, because you can actually build the consistency and the color of your choosing, whether if you would like to apply your brows a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, you can do that. But if it's like super creamy, you cannot even work with it. So I like how you can work with this one. And then the spoolie is not that bad. It's just a little small, but other than that, I mean, I don't have any problems with it. I know I've seen a lot of people that have said something about it, but I mean, for me, it works and it's fine. As long as it works. So I did my blush and my contour a little bit, and now I'm going in with this Total Temptation palette, and I'm gonna use a blending brush really quickly, and I'm gonna apply this shade right here. This is supposed to be a matte shade. I'm just gonna apply this in the creased area of my eyes, and then hopefully it's good. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this brown shade right here. Alright, and then now I'm using the same blending brush, and I'm just going to apply this darker shade in the bottom here, and then also another matte shade. It's a brown shade. I'm just concentrating this in the outer V area. Alright, so I'm going to take it up a little bit of a notch here, guys, and I'm going to go in and apply this dark color here. Alright, now this has fallout. You can see that part right there? It does have fallout. And this is not the blackest black ever, which sucks. So I tried to darken up the black shade right there, but it didn't. This is the best that it could do. So, I mean, I'm not too happy with that. but I guess it will do, right? Alright, now I'm moving on with this shade right here. This is a nice champagne color, so I'm just putting that in the inner corners of my eyes. I feel like this is better if it's wet. It's, for some reason, it's not sticking to my lids. So now that I'm done with that, what I'm going to do is I am going to apply these two highlights. I am going to start off with the yellow shade first so you can see what it looks like, and I'm going to apply one here on the other side so you can see how it looks. Ooh, girl. That highlight though. Yes. Look at that. Alright, so I'm going to flip this fan and I'm going to use the pink one on the side of my face so you can see. Oh. It actually looks really nice with the pink one too. So this one is the pink one and this one is a yellow one. I do like them both, so I'm going to mix them together. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this mascara, and this is the Total Temptation one. I got the Blackest Black, and this is what the bristles looks like. I'm going to apply this so you guys can see how this looks. So that's with one coat, as you can see. It's very wet. It has a very wet consistency. I don't know if you guys can see, but I feel like every time I use this, I feel like my eyelashes just gets weighed down, and I feel like it's pointing down instead of it pointing up, and the consistency is so wet. That's probably why the mascara is weighing it down. I'm not sure, but that is my logic. Hey guys, so it is now 1:19 p.m. and I'm on my lunch break, and I just wanted to let you know how this foundation is holding up, and it's so far so good. I'm actually by the light right now. You can see the sunlight beaming through my highlight, and yeah, so you can see that the highlight is still there, my eyeshadows are still there. The lashes, surprisingly, they're okay. I'm not a big fan of the mascara, that I'm gonna tell you right now, but everything else so far so good. The only thing that I'm gonna say is that around the nose area, you can see that it starts to fade off a little bit, but other than that, there's no flakiness, nothing too crazy going on. There's a little bit of a thing in there, but other than that, like, everything is still good. Like I said, my highlight is still on fleek, my foundation, my blush, eyeshadows are still good, and the eyebrows are still okay, intact. Everything is good so far. So if I do get another chance to check back with you in a little bit, I will, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye. So it's now 8:37 p.m. and I had to change again. So this is like my third outfit, and it's my pajamas. But I'm gonna zoom you in so you guys can see how this foundation is holding up so far. Okay, so here it is, and you can see that around here on my forehead area, it starts to get a little bit oily along on the T-zone side, and then underneath my nose, you can see that my broken capillaries are even, you know, more pronounced than how it was earlier today, but my highlight's still there. My blush is still there, but my smiley lines, you can see them, and a little bit of my broken capillaries around here, but I mean the coverage is wearing off a little bit, but for the most part it's still wearing pretty good, I would say. I mean, like, there's still decent coverage with this foundation, and my eyebrows are still pretty good. It's still intact. It's not too bad, especially it's the end of the day and I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm just gonna jump in the shower now, but yeah, I mean, like, everything's still pretty good. And then my eyeshadows are also pretty good. The mascara, I mean, like I said before, I didn't really like the mascara, but it's still very good so far. I mean, you can see the difference between like how my before and after, and you know, I mean, it wears off pretty nicely. There's no flakiness going on underneath my eyes or anything like that, so everything is wearing pretty nicely so far. So all in all, I feel like the Total Temptation palette, I feel like it is pretty good. The only thing that I'm going to say is it's a little bit powdery, so when you tap your brush in there, it gets everywhere and you can see that all over. The highlight though, the highlight's really nice, so you can see the highlights there, but there's really nothing too special with the eyeshadows. The mascara, the claims on the mascara is that 92% saw lengthened lashes and 4 out of 5 love their lashes. So you can see the packaging, it has the before and after in there, and I feel like the mascara did a great job with giving me the length but not the volume. So like, this is really far off from what my eyelashes are right now, so you can see it's very different. But I mean, so far it's a decent mascara. It's not something that I would grab for an everyday. Also, another thing with this is that it's a very wet consistency, so if you apply this, just make sure that you have patience and don't overload your mascara, because it's gonna go everywhere, especially on your lid area. So the master primer, I really like this. I feel like the base is really good and it does a great job with hydrating my skin. I do have very dry skin, so this one helps a lot, especially that I am wearing a matte foundation. So I really enjoy this base, and it is very creamy, it's really nice, and I really do like it so far. Now the final verdict is the 24-hour Superstay Coverage foundation. So with this one, I did get the shade that's a hair darker than my skin tone, so this is basically what I would use during the summertime. But so far so good. This is SUN BEIGE number 30, but so far so good. I don't think this is a 24-hour foundation. It does have a great coverage. It's, I would say, like medium to full coverage, and it's very buildable. I really like it, but the only thing that I would say is that when you apply this, make sure that you apply this very quickly, because it does dry, and I do have some dry spots right here, so you can see like it's uneven, it's really hard to work with once it's dried on your skin. So you make sure that you have that you work fast when you're applying this on your face. But other than that, I feel like the coverage is pretty decent, and it did oxidize on me. So I mean, I already got a shade darker than my skin tone, and then it got a little bit darker after 20 minutes. So that's another thing that I'm gonna say. All in all, it doesn't have any smell or anything. It is a decent price. I got this at ULTA for, I think it's like $12.99 or something like that, and it is Maybelline, so it's gonna be everywhere. So if that is my review, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Comment it down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next one video.